Hey everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we're drinking bourbon. We don't have bourbon, Ben. What's up?
All right. Well, I've got one right here. So, all right. So this is Michter's small batch. This one comes in at 91.4 proof. Don't know a ton about the Michter's history.
So this is the oldest bourbon in the history of the world.
Yeah, as they say.
Just like every other bourbon.
Yeah, right. They're always the first at something or the oldest or whatever. Apparently it's pre-Revolutionary War.
Right. They skipped out on Prohibition and just have been building just an amazing bourbon machine for 300 years.
Well, from what I understand, it's good bourbon. I've only had this once, and it was a very long time ago. So I haven't really dipped into the Michter's pool a whole lot.
I have had it. I mean, this is my bottle, and I've had it, but probably not in a while. So two things. Number one, this is an open bottle that's sat untouched in, let's say, 2 years.
Whoa.
So that'll be interesting.
That goes to show you Greg's got a substantial bourbon collection at his house. You open a bottle and let it sit for 2 years and still drink bourbon on a regular basis.
Well, the truth of the matter is there's a couple of bourbons I keep going back to. So while there may be a collection, there's a...
Well, and sometimes you forget you opened a bottle.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it sits back there, you know. And
you think, I have that one, but until I get something else to compare it to, it just sits there. And it sits, and it's lonely.
So, all right, well, let's get into it. I got glass, or there's a glass up there. Oh, you got yours already. You're a little more prepared than I was. Okay, so what did I say this was? 91.4, kind of a random.
This should be a really good, we don't know a ton about the mash bill.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. I envision like a middle of the road, nice, a bit of spice. 91 proof is a nice spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's low, but it's not lowest, but as long as it's... I kind of find with the lower proof ones, if they have a decent age on them, you know?
Yeah, sometimes they
compensate
can
for
handle
the low proof. Yeah. Ooh, a lot of oak.
Oak and glass from sitting on the shelf.
Yeah, that's really oaky. I mean, that's almost all I'm getting up front.
I get
a little vanilla, but
I get a brown sugar note, but it's light.
Yeah. Now, this is Kentucky straight with no age statement that I can see, so it's at least 4.
Right.
But it certainly smells like it's...
They call this their small batch, and it's a $24-ish bourbon at Total Wine.
Oh, that's 34.
34, yeah. Numbers. Who needs them?
It's not a math channel. It's a drinking channel. So
sometimes those are mutually exclusive.
Yeah. For me, they certainly are. Yeah, boy, just a lot of oak on that. I really like it, actually. I like a nice oaky.
But not like in a double oak, like where it's
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's just... But I'm not getting a char note. I wonder, I'm thinking it's not a super heavily charred barrel.
Right. Going for the...
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Cheers. Yeah, that's really nice.
Almost like a...
I don't really know how to describe this.
That's what it was. The thing that comes to mind is like the flavor you would assume that comes with a wet dog.
With all due respect, what the are you talking about?
Elaborate for me and the dozens of people that might watch this.
I obviously, hopefully you're not going to lick your wet dog. But
No.
Wet dogs have a smell.
Yes.
And you assume that smell has a particular flavor. And it's like a musty, to summarize, this is a good bourbon. I like it. But there's a flavor, like a...
I feel like we should cut and just show a train going off of the track right now. It's like, well, it's a wet dog, but it's a good wet dog.
Well, it's a wet dog do you like?
Right, yeah. It's your wet dog.
There's like a musty note, or I don't know, maybe musty is the impolite way of saying there's a flavor.
To be perfectly honest, before the Before you said wet dog, I was going to say dusty. It tastes a little bit dusty. When I said I don't know how to describe this, it's not that it's particularly, terribly unique or original or weird. I just get a nice, even kind of blend of everything that it has. And I don't really know what... I'm getting the oak on the palate like I got on the nose, but beyond that, like any of like the sweeter notes or the candied notes and stuff like that, they're all kind of just there.
So my second sip was definitely more balanced, where I definitely get that dusty corn note that we talk about it from time to time. Mm-hmm. More balanced. There's definitely some spice.
It has a nice little spice to it for sure.
And it's both. It's alcohol spice and wood spice.
Yeah.
Or maybe rye, but it doesn't drink to me like it's a super high rye mash bill.
No, I'm not really getting that quintessential rye spice or rye flavor. I mean, we could be wrong, but that's not what I'm getting. I agree with you on that.
It's not noticeable. Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good. I enjoy this. Like I said, I had one pour of this one time, maybe a year and a half ago or something like that. And it's one that I've been meaning to kind of explore a little bit. I want to try the Michter's American. Yeah. Because from what I understand, I think that one's like a bourbon mash bill, but it's aged in used casks. So it's just American whiskey because it's not a new... so I'd like to try that and see what... Because I've heard really good things about that. So maybe this is a line I'd definitely like to get into more, especially because I really enjoy this one for sure.
Yeah. Now they've had a couple sips, I think it's really balanced out.
The dog is starting to dry?
I think so.
All right.
I think this maybe is suffering a bit from being open for a couple years untouched. But the cork, it looks like it's in good shape. But
plus, from what I understand, as long as you're over half, you can let it sit for quite a while before it really... once it's trapped in there's not enough air to really affect it too much.
Right.
But yeah, this is good. I mean, if it was, I think you said $35?
Yeah, I think so. But that was a couple years ago. This was back before the bourbon boom.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I really like this. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on some more of their products. A little bit more vanilla again and oak, which I like. One of my favorite bourbons on the shelf here is just a vanilla oak bomb. That's that Knob Creek store pick that we've had. And this one reminds me a bit of that.
Without the burn.
Without the burn, because the other one's 120 proof, but this one has a nice burn to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you're really like a good oaky bourbon, I would say give this one a shot for sure. And I don't even know if this is highly aged or if it's 4 years in one day. I would guess this has a decent age to it.
Probably a bit more than 4. At least from the color.
I would say probably 6 to 8 at least. You think once you get into the 10-year range, they start putting that on the label because then you can jack the price up and people go nuts for it. But yeah, I would say it's a decently aged one. But yeah, really good. I like it a lot.
All right. Thank you for watching The Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
Cheers.